Okay, I started the video. I'm going to try to talk to my phone until I reach a sense of catharsis on something. I don't know what. But I have therapy today. Can you give me 1 tap if you're going to let your voice be heard on the video, and 2 taps if you're definitely going to make sure that you don't speak during the video?
Is this going to be filming from bed?
Yeah.
No.
You're not physically getting at your face, just your voice.
Don't film a video from bed.
I'm filming a video from bed.
No, that's weird.
Too bad.
It's weird.
It's a little weird.
It's very weird.
I'm very weird.
It's uncomfy for people to watch people in bed.
Then they just wouldn't watch this one.
Then just don't post this one.
But some people would watch it.
No one would. Yeah.
Plenty of autistic people would not mind.
Fucking creeps would watch
Other autistic people. Don't call people creeps.
I can call people creeps. You call people creeps.
No, I never call people mean words. Oh, you're dying.
This is a crazy picture. Someone hurt their finger and it looks all like ET now.
Alright, I'll look at it. But then I have to finish doing my catharsis. Oh no. Oh, it looks like a cartoon. Like if Popeye the Sailor hit a hammer on his finger.
Yeah.
That must be where that comes from. Okay, how do I think of something to reach catharsis on? I don't know if I'll actually reach catharsis on anything. Should I talk myself down about how I agreed to be a bridesmaid for my sister? I'm really nervous about it. Because there's people that I'm going to have to make like me so that they're not mean to me. Because I'll be more scared and more hypervigilant if I think that they're going to be mean to me. So I don't want to purely be myself. I'm going to have to do some amount of masking, and I'm probably going to have a lot of clenching in my face, and it's going to hurt. So I'll probably take medicine, some as-needed medication to help my anxiety. And as for the dress, I don't know. I have to look up some dress styles. Dumpling, that's not nice. I have to look up some dress styles. Uh-oh. Dumpling, that's not nice. She's being really naughty. Uh-oh. She's barking even more times. So, I'm going to have to think of a dress style that works for having a flat chest. And basically, even though it's being called a bridesmaid, like I can be a non-binary bridesmaid, that's fine. And I want to wear a pretty dress because I'm very femme.
Sorry, I don't understand.
No, I'm not talking to you. Oh my God, it was recording for so long. So embarrassing. How I would just embarrass myself even at home when it's just with me and you. That's so embarrassing.
So embarrassing. It could not be me.
I'm a ridiculous person.
Straight up could not be me. That's so funny.
Could not be you, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, Brittany. Brittany husband.
They have a new stint.
Oh, gosh.
Up to twist and Linda the Good Witch.
Oh. Is it really nice?
It's just pink. It's just the same
they have
pink.
other pink ones. Well, I don't even care. Who wants Stanley Cups? I don't want that. But, oh, I was thinking of something that I was going to actually try to reach catharsis on that wasn't about the dress, because I don't want to think about that right now. It's like, I need to put that aside so it doesn't bother me too much. But, oh, there was something, though. It was almost reaching my brain. I'm so excited to see Nosferatu. Oh, yeah, I know what I need to reach catharsis on. I need to be okay with the fact that I hassled my insurance company yesterday. Hassled them. I called customer service. I paid them a bunch of money. And they said that 10 business day thing which is so uncool. And I'm now officially out of my Sunosi 75 milligram, which was helping me so much with narcolepsy stuff like excessive sleepiness. I was able to stay awake through the workday and stay focused. And I haven't had my ADHD medicine for 90% of the time for the past 2 years. So I had it for like 1 month in 2023 and 1 month in 2024. I can only get the brand version, which is covered by my insurance, but it's covered at like $220 or something, patient responsibility. So it's just too high to take that every month. And it causes bad anxiety, flare-ups, jitters, uncomfortable symptoms that are just too close to the fight or flight feelings. So the Sunosi is really helpful, and it's not an amphetamine, but my insurance company doesn't want to cover it, and they want to give me this pain in the butt situation. So exhausting. And like, what kind of operational incompetence is it that I'm calling you on the 19th and you can't tell me if you received the fax that I sent in on the 9th? Like, how is that? At that point, how are you justifying your existence as a business? You don't do anything helpfully or efficiently then. And they're like, my doctor can expedite it. If I put in the request, I can get the neurology office to expedite it. But I don't want to bother them either. That's stressful. Making the phone calls frustrating. Like, it's just stressful. Like, I don't want to have all these interactions. It's like hard enough to wake up and eat food. And now I have to worry about this. My friend who's my coworker, Carol, misses me and wants to hang out with me. And I feel
Here's
bad.
the contact info.
Oh
for
no,
Carol.
stop. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Oh my god, I thought Siri was gonna dox Carol. I would have to edit it and take that out. But yeah, so I don't know. I just feel guilty that I don't have the energy to hang out and do things. And she'd probably be like, I'm almost 80 years old. Like, I also don't have energy and I'm doing things. And yeah, that's probably why I was hanging out with her in the first place, because it's easier to keep pace with people who are older than me or younger than me. But just socializing, it's like there's no energy in my body left for that. Not even a little bit. Even like 2 times a year, it takes up all my energy. And then I can't function at work. I wish we lived in a world where I didn't have to work. And where we still had everything we needed. That would be ideal. But I have to work so that my child can have everything he needs. And hopefully he won't have to work. I don't know. I keep talking to my mom and dad each separately about how the autistic traits I see in them, and how, hey, I thought more about your questions that you had for me 2 years ago when you're asking why would I even want to seek an evaluation. And it's like, because I need to understand what's going on. I need to understand what are my actual limitations that are going to be more hard to work on. What are the things that, if you have a diagnosis, then you kind of can use resources and know what strategies are more likely to work for you. And I feel like all the work I've done in therapy in the past year since getting my official diagnosis has been so much more targeted and helpful and optimized. So that just seems like such a positive side. So I've been telling my parents about that. and also about how, like, frankly, they think they're so neurotypical, but it's like, if you're neurotypical, why are you living in such poverty? Why don't you make enough money to, like, help me provide for my kid, or help, like, help my sister, help each other? Like, nobody in my family has any resources because they're always burnt out. They always need to work as much as they can, but they tend to work for places that are smaller, local places that pay much less because they're a smaller scale business, and because that's what feels safe, like, socially. And but they don't admit that. Like, at some point you have to look at the numbers, look at your budget and your expenses, and go, this is just not sustainable. I cannot work at this job that's more comfortable for me and still have what I need. And so what my parents have done is they just each try to make just barely enough to sustain themselves and stay alive, and they don't really plan for old age. And then when my sister or I were to need help, they're not going to be able to help much. And that's okay. Like, it's like I want them to also get to the point of being able to understand, like, it's okay to say, I need to manage my work-life balance the way that's right for me, because that's the only way that I can function, and I am impaired. I need that extra help. Like, I kind of want them to admit it, because I feel like that would help them get over some of the stigma that they feel around autism, and just, like, kind of understand better, like, this is, there's, like, it makes sense to me. That's probably why they got married in the first place. Like, they could sense that there was something different about each other. But yeah, I don't know. It's not like, I don't think of disability as being a bad word. I think of disability as being just a reality sometimes, or a fact of life, or whatever, and you have to work with it. And if you don't know what you're working with, how are you supposed to have any sense of control over your outcomes in life? Like, there's so many things we can't control. We want to feel like we can have control over whatever small things we can get a grasp on. So yeah, it helps me be a little more empathetic toward them and understand why they don't have, like, money and resources and energy to invest back into the family. Is because being autistic is more expensive on money. It's more expensive on your energy levels by a lot. It's more expensive on your time. Like, even if you miss your family, you may not have time with the stuff you need to do to self-regulate, like your hobbies and stuff like that. Working and hobbies, you may not ever have time to go and do those things that you would like to do. They become more like nice to haves. Whereas I know for some people who, have a high level of ability in life, like they don't really experience loss of functioning yet, or just aren't going to, like, they might make a lot of money and enjoy their leisure time, genuinely get rest regularly, and it's like they achieve recovery enough to actually get a benefit from that rest, and then have energy the next time they need to jump in and work or go on a vacation or whatever they're doing. And it's just like, that's not how life is for my family. It's more like you work yourself to death, and you just try to maintain your body as best you can when you're not at work, so that hopefully you can have a longer lifespan. I think I've had some relatives that live to be over 100, but people closer to me, like in the family tree, are more likely to, like, get diabetes and have amputations and die younger. So I'm working on lots of things. I can tell that I take care of myself so much better than my sister takes care of herself, because she's had different challenges in her life. And yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm just needing to always continually work on acceptance, growing the understanding, having some acceptance, pushing, challenging my immediate family a little bit when it feels right, and then other times, acceptance is more important than that, and you can't, and it's not something to challenge in that moment. You know, I really push myself and challenge myself to take care of everyone as best I can. And it has been a hard won lesson that I need to take care of myself first, or I won't be able to take care of them. And also, it's a hard won lesson that it's not always my responsibility to take care of everyone. I need to be able to, let people solve some things on their own, and not feel like all the caregiving has to be done right now as soon as possible. Sometimes like I'll stress my partner or my husband out because I'll be thinking like, oh, the dog has to go out right now. The cat needs their litter box changed right now. And it doesn't need to be right now. It can be later that day. It should be that day probably. Like, you can't let certain things go, but like, yeah. There are a lot of things we do let go. Like laundry, I always let pile up because it's just hard for me to do it, especially with the our laundry machines are in the basement, which sucks. It's like the equivalent of 2 full stories downstairs. So you take the laundry down, put it in the washer, go back upstairs for an hour, walk back down the stairs again, move it into the dryer, go back upstairs for an hour, walk back down the stairs, get all the clothes, carry them all up the stairs. Like it's a lot of stairs. And with fibromyalgia and PTSD, it does hurt. So, all right. Well, I guess I reached some kind of, I don't know if I reached catharsis, but I reached exhaustion. So that's going to be it for this, I think. Okay, bye-bye.